Hello, you want to see a magic trick? Welcome back to another video on the Brandon Ulrey channel and a channel and a welcome to Catch a Predator. I actually don't know if it's called that. Yeah, To Catch a Predator. If you don't know what To Catch a Predator is, and if you don't know who Chris Hansen is and all that, he is a dude who sets up these, I don't know what you call it, they get a house. They get this decoy to go online and pretend to be an underage female, and then they wait for overage dudes to say, hey, can I come over? And then when they do, Chris Hansen, this dude that sets it all up, comes out and says, hello, you know, you're under arrest, and says who he is and says what they did wrong and all that. And this was in my recommended, for whatever reason. To Catch a Predator, World's Biggest Loser, my mom is going to take my computer away. I'm assuming that's a quote from the dude that they catch coming to this underage girl's house. I don't think that should be what he's worried about, but from watching To Catch a Predator like 2 other times in my entire life, from what I've collected from what the dudes that are there sound like and talk like and all that, I'm thinking that they have to think that Chris Hansen is like a dad, and that they're not going to go to jail, and so that they sit down and they have, you know, the talk, you know, because they think they're not going to jail, and that they're just going to have to talk to this dad, and then they'll leave. I don't think that the people really realize that the police are there, and that this person, that Chris Hansen isn't a dad, until he says that I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm with Dateline NBC, and then they go, oh, you know, the police are here, I better get up and try to get away. But obviously they never do, because honestly, although I highly believe that the dudes that come to this house, and when I say this house, I mean that from what I've seen, they use the same house quite a bit, and just dudes just keep falling for it somehow. And although that I believe these dudes that come to these houses deserve the worst of punishments, I will say they use quite an I don't know if excessive are the right words, but they have a lot of cops there. They'll usually like have like 10 cops like at this house to catch this one dude. And you know, I don't know how dangerous they think these predators and pedophiles are going to be, but you know, they're ready for it if they ever are dangerous. I think I've only seen one clip of a guy running, and you know, they tased him, thankfully. I saw a clip of a cop that was in a ghillie suit, like the camouflage suits, that was laying down in like the yard. When the dude came out, he sprung up and got him. Like, you know, it's kind of a, they have a large force, and I feel like somewhat unnecessary force of cops there. I mean, I get it's to scare the people, but I don't know. But yeah, there's this clip posted in September 23rd of 2009 of this predator apparently saying that his mother's gonna take his computer away. My TV volume is up. Donald Morrison, 48, aka Donnie 1957 male. If you haven't got it by now, Mr. Donald Morrison here is the predator who's shown up to these 2 underage females' house.
Oh, I know, it's so hard to find.
Donald Morrison was one of those characters who, had it not been for the graphic...
Now, you know, I'm somewhat of a bigger dude myself, and I get hot pretty easily. Is that sweat on his front? Or, I don't know.
Nature of his online conversation with someone he thought was a young teenage girl, it would be comical. What's going on?
I don't know, I just was talking to her and she said come down and visit her. I have a compulsion just to look for younger women, just meeting them. I've met about a dozen of them online.
Did you ever get in trouble?
See, I don't, you know, I feel like when I see stuff like this, not even just To Catch a Predator, just other people doing terrible stuff like this, it always reminds me that no matter how much of a disappointment I may be, at least I'm not showing up to underage females' houses. You know, he said he has a thing that he likes underage females, but only likes meeting them, and that he's met over a dozen. It's bad enough this dude showed up to this house in the first place, but the fact that he's done it a dozen times before, God, that's terrible. I hope they tase this guy.
Well, I got in trouble because I met a girl in Michigan.
And how old was that girl?
70.
And what trouble did you get in there?
Well, her grandfather wanted me to try to charge me with something. They couldn't do anything. So they arrested me for trying for possessing child pornography because I had nude pictures of her on my computer. They ended up dropping the charges.
I see. And how did you get the naked pictures of the teenage girl?
I met her in Michigan, and I took them.
You took the pictures of the girl. Morrison.
So it's so irritating how he's so unashamed of it. He saw Chris Hansen walk in. You know, has no idea who this dude is, probably assuming it's her dad, and is just laying it out on the table. I've done this a dozen times before. I got arrested for child pornography. Like, does he think it makes him does he think, oh, this girl's dad is gonna really respect me because of my reputation with getting in trouble for meeting underage females? God, dude. How would that not scare him like a little bit? That this woman's grandfather tried to charge him. He got charges filed against him. Like, even if they were getting dropped, would that, like, does it not register in his brain that, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that? Or is he just that mentally brain dead? Like, I'm pretty brain dead, but I'm not, like, what? You know what?
Just laid it all out there. Not only does he admit what he is doing that night, he tells me he's got a history. How old was the youngest girl you ever met?
17.
17.
Somehow I don't believe that.
Somewhere like 21, 22.
And tonight, though, you were willing to come meet a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You don't know why.
Well, I know why.
Well, you treat this like you forgot to pay for some candy at the
No.
grocery store.
I came to met her because she told me that she was bored. And I said, well, do you want me to come down and meet you? And she said, sure, come on down. So I said, okay. That was it. I know it's wrong. I shouldn't have done it. I knew I shouldn't have done it.
Why'd you do it then?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm allergic to idiots. Oh my god. The stories, the excuses these dudes make up are insane. It's literally like watching it's almost like watching an episode of Hoarders. If you guys ever seen Hoarders, it's just that these people they go to hoarders' houses and they clean it up for them and all that, whatever. And it just some of the excuses, the stories they make up are just so boggling, just confusing. They make no sense. Oh my god.
No. Just
Just
people told me I fall.
In Donald Morrison's mind, he truly thinks that if a young teenage girl says it's okay to have sex, it's okay. You say, if you are ready for sex, I'll give it to you, but I have erectile dysfunction. Won't get real hard. Sure sounds like you were preparing for a sex act.
I was preparing for because she said that, I said, if you saw what I said, if you want it, I will give it to you, but I'm not going to force anything that you don't want. I'm not going to force myself on you.
That doesn't make it legal, though.
I know it doesn't make it legal.
I want you to be honest with me. If I wasn't here tonight, and a young girl who was alone and willing to have sex, what do you think would have happened?
I could say honestly, yes, it probably would have if she would have, said, hey, let's go for it.
And you don't see any.
How many times can a cop tase a person before they get fired? 'Cause if so, I'm hoping one of the cops that are here take ones for the team. Takes one for the team. And electrocutes this guy to all heck.
With that.
Yes, I do see things wrong with it, but I have lack of judgment.
Here's this guy who's, middle-aged, who's not especially well-dressed, and doesn't appear to have a lot of money in his pocket, is living with his parents. You gonna tell your folks?
Of course he is.
I'm going to tell my folks about it.
You are.
Yes, sir.
How do you think they're gonna react?
Oh, I know my mom's going to take my computer and completely throw it away.
You're 48 years old, Donald. Why should you rely on your mommy to do discipline here?
Because of, like I said, lack of judgment, being...
Lack of judgment. I hope that the judge that you go before for this, I mean, obviously, I'm sure whatever case and charges he had filed against him are already done and over. This is from 2009. But I hope that the judge he did go and see had a lack of judgment when sentencing you, and accidentally, with a lack of judgment, gave you a life sentence.
Being lonely, having no girlfriend, physical contact with anybody, just, just lost it.
Ultimately, Donald Morrison says, okay, I get what's going on here. I'm probably on To Catch a Predator right now. He recognizes me finally. When you said you thought the Dateline stories were pretty bad, did you think the stories were bad because of what Dateline did, or did you think what the guys caught on Dateline did were bad?
Some of the things that Dateline did.
So wait, let me just get this straight. So when you say you thought that the Dateline stories were pretty bad, are you talking about the stories or the guys who were caught in the stories?
The guys who got caught in the stories, and I know this is probably going to be on Dateline too, so go ahead and put it on.
There's no words. I think the predators who show up to the houses are bad. But I'm one of them.
Well, you know who I am.
Yeah, I know who you are. Once I recognized it. I recognized the voice. I don't really watch Dateline. I mean, I'm usually working 2 to 11.
No, you're not.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline
Right,
NBC.
I understand. I know who. I recognize it from the voice.
And everything you've just said and done has all been recorded.
Okay.
And if you have anything else you'd like to tell us, we'd like to hear it.
Just saying that, I shouldn't have done it. I mean, this is something I normally don't go out and do.
Donald, you're free to walk out that door.
It's not something he normally goes out and do, but he's done it a dozen times before.
That same door you walked in?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing, kicking me in the pants and setting me straight, Chris. To say it'll be the first and it'll be the last time.
Dude, what do you mean the first and last time? You just said you did it a dozen times before. This dude, he has the brain power of like a middle toe. Like, oh my god.
I'll give you permission to even monitor me if you want to.
I appreciate that.
I'm willing, if I could find a counselor, I'll go to counseling.
Maybe he should have help. But I think, looking back on it now, there's also a little bit of showmanship going on Donald Morrison's part. He's thinking that if he admits he's got a problem and thanks me for giving him a kick in the pants, as I believe he put it, and that he'll get help, he thinks maybe he can dodge being in some sort of trouble with law enforcement. Of course, that's not going to work out very well for him.
Am I going to be arrested when I go out there?
That's not up to me,
Okay.
but you're free to go. The way this is set up, there was some tendency.
Is it raining outside or something, or is he just sweating on like every square inch of his upper body? Like even like I'm not even like trying to.
For some of these guys to try to go out the front door as opposed to the back door. Where's the door at? Straight back.
Where's the door at?
Right through that.
Where's the door I just came through at?
He steps off that back step.
Tase him!
It's kind of a
Tase him!
step.
Let him hit the concrete. Come on.
Fort Myers police right on.
There you go. Yes, sir.
What physical threat did Donald Morrison pose?
Good job.
Probably not a great threat. I knew this was good.
Oh, you got him on the grass. You couldn't even get him on the concrete. That's disappointing.
In there, but you never know what somebody's got on, and you never know how somebody might react once they walk out.
You got him on the one grass portion that's on like that entire little concrete section.
Needles in your pockets? No, sir. Go to your knees to your chest. Roll up. Get my glasses. Got 'em.
Step on his glasses. Smash them.
Made, Morrison goes into, a diabetic shock of sorts.
No, he doesn't.
Didn't want to take any chances, obviously, so they actually took him to the hospital. He was actually handcuffed, as I recall, to the stretcher as he went in. He was treated and ultimately released.
Sorry, but I don't know if I believe he actually did that. I feel like I feel like they put him in the jail cell and he was like, oh, my heart, oh, my chest, it hurts so bad. Take me to the hospital so I cannot be in jail.
Donald Morrison, you're charged with a sex offense against a child, fondling a victim 12 years of age or up to 15 years, and obscene communications with a computer to seduce or solicit a child.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
No, sir.
Okay.
Donald Morris was found guilty of computer pornography and solicitation of a minor. How many years did he get? He was sentenced to 9 months in jail with 3 years of sex offender probation. It's so disappointing that they can't do more. How many years? He got 9 months. Right. Alright, that was To Catch a Predator, the dude who got his computer taken away by his mom. It honestly, he probably got a worse punishment from his mom than he did the courts, honestly. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of words that I can say on right now. But yeah, that was To Catch a Predator. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you can check out my other reactions, obviously. You can check the links down below to check out everything that's down there, my Instagram, my Twitch. If you want to join the Discord, you can do that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.